Well, hello there, Leo. How are you? It is so good to see you. I'm Mary Sue, and I'm so grateful that you're here. So today we are going to be doing your mid-March reading. So this is good from now until mid-April. We'll take a look first at the overall energy with the oracle cards, and then we'll move to the tarot for more details about any obstacles on your path or areas of resistance, and of course, advice from Spirit. So let's take a look. Let's see what is on the horizon for you. We have unknown territory. You are exactly where you need to be, okay? And Owl Spirit, you see clearly now, and it's the number 43. So this is an energy of, this is, the owl is the wise one, right? And you see who's wearing that crown, kind of like allowing yourself to see this from the spiritual perspective, whatever it is, knowing that you have a connection to the divine, to spirit, to understanding what it is that is occurring in a certain situation, because you're somewhere, but you don't know how to move forward. You're in the right place, okay? You're on the right path. So it's kind of like you don't have to worry that you can't see where this path is going. And you see there's an owl right there, right? So it's kind of like understanding that spirit is with you. You're being guided by your angels, by your spirit guides, by your spirit allies. They're helping you to move forward, even though you don't know exactly where this is going. I'm going to say, Leo, we're going to go to the tarot. I feel like you've had to turn your back on something. Yeah, it's kind of like, you see, I don't know, they're really showing me like the back of that coat. It's kind of like you've had to turn your back on something or someone in order to kind of like go in a new direction. Yeah, you're taking steps, but I think it's hard. It's either a person or a situation that you don't want to turn your back on for one reason or another. So it kind of like has emotional pull. There's a lot of emotional pull here. And yet at the same time, it's kind of like knowing this person or this situation is no longer in alignment with with where I am going, right? Because you're going somewhere new. You're going somewhere where it's just different. However this is, it's just different. Yeah, you're clearing a lot of stuff. I feel like you're clearing so much at this time and moving into a change. But you're moving towards peace, the milestone. It's so funny because when I first started the reading, it was kind of like the energy was a little chaotic. Now all of a sudden it's like just peaceful. This energy of, yeah, it all led me, they're saying it all led me to you. It all led me to you. Wow. Yeah, so I think, okay, I'm just going to sit with this for a minute because there's so much that is coming out. You see, normally, like you can see the cards, right? So it's kind of like, normally I just, pull one of each card. It's so interesting that when I was shuffling, two were dropping out of each deck. You see how there's 6 cards here, right? A total of 6. There's 3 here. There's 3 here. That's why I feel like there's so much going on right now within you. It's kind of like this energy that you're going back and forth. You're going back and forth between the old you, right? And the newer version of you. It's kind of like Leo 1.0 and Leo 2.0, right? But it's kind of like you're going back and forth and you're kind of like unsure. Are you really ready to move forward? This is an energy of allowing you to know that you are ready to move forward, but you're not sure exactly what is it that you're moving towards. I think that is the big thing. I don't think you know exactly what you are moving towards, but that is changing. You are going to be able to see that. So your present energy right now is that You're receiving, you see the receiving? I feel like you're receiving a lot of divine guidance at this time. You are being guided. You're receiving a lot of divine guidance in order to clear out something from the past. And I think it may have something to do with a relationship. It could be a romantic relationship or someone that was really close to you. But it's almost like you're receiving information that you haven't been able to access previously, right? Whether somebody hid it from you or it just wasn't the time for you to know something, right? It could even be seeing it from the spiritual perspective. Okay, so there's been something that's been hidden from you. But look at this. Your angels of the four directions, right? Your guides are coming in. They're allowing you to have some information that you haven't been able to access previously. I think it's really important for you to kind of like sit and be quiet. Allow your mind to kind of like be empty, right? In order to receive this information, because then it's clearing out. It's allowing you, it's clearing out, I think, some misperception that you could have about a certain person or situation that was in the past. It could be now too. You could be seeing it showing up in your life again, like with a different person or a different situation, a repeating pattern. And it's kind of like Spirit is saying, we have to clear this out. It's no longer in alignment with where you are going. So it's kind of like, it's really kind of interesting because, what do they call that? Like when, somebody in the military may go on a mission or something and then they come back. I think it's called debriefing, right? It's kind of like, I think that you're almost being like debriefed, like allowing yourself to be debriefed so that you can clear out the information or clear out misperceptions of certain situations or relationships. That's really highly spiritual here, because it's allowing you to move forward without the attachment of what somebody else may have wanted you to think about yourself. You're stepping into this energy of it being independent, of it thinking clearly for yourself and not being tarnished, is the word they're using, tarnished by the thoughts or the perceptions or the actions of somebody else, because your perception of yourself has actually been clouded because of what somebody else has said or done in the past. And now it's kind of like Spirit is coming in and saying, we have to clear that out. There's some new place that you need to go, right? There's a new abundance coming in for you. The Nine of Pentacles is extreme abundance coming in for you. And then you have the Wheel of Fortune. So this is divine timing, your destiny. There's something that you are meant to do, but you have to allow yourself to be, I want to say debriefed. It's almost like draining this wrong perception of either yourself, or I think it is changing your perception of yourself, but it's been tainted, it's been tarnished by what somebody else said or did in the past. So now your area of resistance, your obstacle, is that it's kind of like you haven't been able to see or be grateful for the journey that you have been on up to this point. I actually feel like this person or this situation in the past, and definitely somebody near and dear to your heart. Once again, it does not have to be romantic. It can be. But this person or situation tainted your perception of yourself. They may have even betrayed you. And so it's kind of like allowing yourself to see that this was somehow a catalyst for where you are now, where you have gone to this healing. And I know some of you are going to say, no way, that person, what they did was so painful, right? But understanding that out of that pain, you also stepped onto your purpose. Out of whatever that person did or said, that it helped you to step onto a path that is more in alignment with your soul purpose. It's almost kind of like you're understanding, you're being grateful for tower moment that you had in the past. Really interesting. Sagittarius had something very similar to that. Yeah, it's kind of like you're trying to hold on. You're trying to hold on to trying to find justice or balance for something that happened in the past. This is allowing yourself to clear that of not needing for this person to apologize or this situation to be balanced. It's going to be balanced, but it's being balanced mostly for you, Leo, because you're seeing it. You're having the ability, here you are, that showing up in your own reading, right? Having this energy of healing yourself because you're seeing something that somebody did in the past is now almost like catapulting you to success in another area of your life. It's kind of like if you were married to somebody. Let's say you were married to somebody and they betrayed you, and then they left the relationship, right? And it sent you onto a path of financial, ruin, perhaps even, right? Or, you were just scraping by. It could have set you into this sense of one tower after another, right? And it all stems back. And you could be even saying, yeah, it all stems back to when that person cheated on me or left me or whatever. It could be even, back to your childhood, a parent that left the marriage, right? And then you had a single parent that was raising you and you struggled financially or whatever it is. It's kind of like you can go back to the very first tower moment in your life, perhaps as a child, but you're kind of like, yeah, it kind of like set the tone for the rest of my life. But this is the opportunity to be able to rewrite that story, to understand that tower moment, it may have put you onto a path that brought you more difficulty. But at the same time, that difficulty has brought you to this beautiful new abundance. The abundance is coming in, this healing. You're actually grateful for it. You're actually grateful because you're seeing this from a totally different perspective. In other words, because you had to struggle through this situation, you have more courage, more perseverance, right? More resilience, more empathy for other people, more compassion. It's kind of like if you had had just the easy route, right? You wouldn't have that bank of experience of understanding, because now here we are in the age of Aquarius and you're stepping into your purpose. You are the wise one. You are going to help heal the collective, the world, the planet. You have your purpose. Your purpose is now coming into alignment. You're seeing it clearly. You know now that it is that you are to go into unknown territory. You're supposed to enter the forest, right? You're supposed to enter the forest on a path that nobody else has been able to enter the forest with. You're going on to a new path. This is exactly where you're meant to be, but you couldn't have the courage. You wouldn't have the courage. You wouldn't have the perseverance, the intuitive ability to figure your way into the forest if you hadn't had this situation in the past. It's almost like the dots are all being connected for you. Understanding, oh my goodness, it's all led me to here, right? And when you get to that point where it's like, oh my goodness, it's all led me to here, you get the clarity of what your purpose is. And that's where you are. I think you're kind of like wanting, it's kind of hard. This is one of those things where it's really hard because you're truly stepping into that energy of forgiveness, of understanding that when we can still say, oh, it's all because of that my life has followed this path, right? And if we have any resentment or anger still attached to that, right? It also allows us to have some type of an excuse for why we haven't gone after what it is that we truly want in our life. We can always say, it's the story we tell ourselves about why we aren't successful or we haven't been able to have love or whatever. It's kind of like, well, wait a minute. And on the table, it's like this. It's kind of like, this is you now looking back at this person and saying, wait a minute, I've given that person or that situation way too much. It's understanding I've given it so much time and energy that I haven't allowed myself to give myself the time and energy to go after what it is that I wanted. It's almost like you're laying that down. That's why I feel like it's kind of like, it's almost like, like a brain dump, literally dumping all of the preconceived notions that you have about this person, this situation, any of the resentment, any of the negative energy that you may have still up in your head about this situation. Is like dumping it, as like flushing it down the toilet and saying it's gone. Oh my goodness, I get it now, right? Like if that hadn't happened, it's taking all the negativity around it and actually replacing it with gratitude, saying, my goodness, I'm so glad that that happened, because now look at where I am. And it's understanding that you are stepping into this energy of true change, of being a change maker, a way seer, a light source for other people. That you have the wisdom, but you have the wisdom because of the path that you were put on by some situation in the past. It was divinely guided. That situation was divinely guided. It was your destiny to have that. Think of it as a catalyst that has sent you onto this path. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is taking you right to your 9 of Cups. But it's allowing yourself to see clearly. Look at this. The Chariot, the High Priestess, and the Death. Understanding it's time to put this to rest. For some of you, I wouldn't be surprised if you have a conversation with this person, or you have some type of, even through telepathy, it's kind of like, I'm done. It's over. Like, I'm moving on. You're no longer allowing this person to be your anchor. I feel like this person was an anchor that weighed you down. And mostly because you had written the story somehow in your mind. You had written the story that whatever difficulties you've had on your path is because of what this person or situation did. Okay, now you're rewriting your story. You're understanding, wait a minute, I'm going to rewrite my story and know that situation I'm actually grateful for, because it has led me to my 9 of Cups. All of my wishes and dreams are coming true, but I had to come around in this certain way. Wow, beautiful, Leo. Okay, let's pull a soul truth card for you for some final advice. And I do personal readings, so if you're interested, the link is in the description box below. I'd really be honored to do a reading for you. How can I deepen my trust right now? I feel like this person, really, whoever this is, I feel like they betrayed your trust. And because of that, you have never been able to trust other people ever again. Maybe not even trust yourself, right? And what you're understanding is that you had to go through those experiences of not trusting other people to get to the point where you could truly trust yourself, trust the universe, trust divine, and allow yourself to open up to trusting other people again. You may have been overly trusting in the past, but now you understand what trust really and truly is, and it's about having healthy boundaries and allowing yourself to commit to yourself, right? And not trusting that somebody else will kind of like do it for you, or trust other people. It's kind of in the way that, like, maybe you allowed somebody, you learned that if you allow somebody else, if you trust somebody else to do it for you, right? It's not the same as when you allow yourself to trust yourself to do it. Yeah, beautiful energy here around learning the difference between trusting and over trusting and under trusting, right? So let's see, trust, surrender, let go of the wheel. You can trust. You can trust yourself. Trust fully in yourself so that you can deepen your trust in others. Trust creates safety. And when we feel safe, we feel unstoppable. And that is the new unknown territory of being able to move forward in a trusting energy, but understanding that you couldn't really build this strong sense of trust in yourself until your trust had been betrayed, right? Because now you're understanding trust, the energy of trust so much more. Trust begins with ourself. We can't trust others until we trust ourselves. You may have thought that you could trust this person, but you were trusting this person before you trusted yourself. You could have intuitively known that this person was going to send you, betray you or whatever, but you didn't listen to your intuition. Now you have learned the ability to truly trust yourself, trust your intuition, and no longer doubt yourself or your intuition. And it's deep. It's crystallized within you. It's seeing it clearly now. That the situation that happened in the past had to put you on to, it was your destiny to put you on this journey of learning to trust yourself, to being independent, right? And understanding that you can put that trust in yourself, and therefore then you can allow yourself to trust others. Wow, very deep. the fire signs definitely are extremely deep right now. All right, I'm going to leave it there, Leo. I wish you so much love and light. Thank you so much for liking, commenting, and subscribing. I really do appreciate all of your support, and I hope to see you again really soon. Bye for now.